Kenneth G. Hasty, Raw. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi everybody, Kenneth G. Hasty here, author of the Practical, Tactical, No Fluff Guide to Excelling as a Salesperson, commonly known as 77 Seconds to Sales Success. I'm also a business growth consultant, and if you are new to my video series, these are free videos to help business owners and salespeople to help grow their business, help grow the sales. I'm giving back. I've got years of experience in selling, award-winning sales, sales management, executive sales management, owning my own businesses, etc. So I want to give a little back, but at the same time, I'm building my brand, Kenneth G. Hasty. So if you could do me a favor, if you like these videos, then please either like, share, tweet, all of the above, so that they get to more people and they can see them too. And I'll keep doing them. How's that sound? So it's a win-win. You get some free information, and I help build my brand. So with that, we're going to talk today about overcoming objections. And this is going to be a short video. These are all impromptu short videos, and I'm not going to go very deep. So I'm going to give you the concepts of it, and we'll go deeper in each one on subsequent videos. So here we go. So, you've asked for a sale, you're trying to close your sale, and you come up and you say, you make your sales pitch, you make your closing line, and they go, that costs too much. That ever happened to you? Or, I don't have time, don't have time right now, or there's not enough time. I'm happy with what I got. I'm just looking, not really, You see that a lot at like trade shows, right? Too busy. I'm too busy, very too busy. So let's try to get to the root cause of some of those objections, because I use some of those myself. People call me or they come to my door and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm too much money, I'm too busy, whatever. But, if you can stay in the game, make a compelling case, you're still in pretty good shape. The line from Jim Carrey in the movie Dumb and Dumber, I think of when, I don't know if you remember if you've seen the movie, but he's asking the girl out, and she rejects him, and she gives him some kind of reason, I forget which, and he stops and he goes, so you're saying there's a chance? And that stays in my head when somebody gives me an objection. It's not, they didn't say no. They just said not yet, really, because they had an objection. So you're saying there's a chance. So let's look at the chance, okay? So let's talk about money. So somebody says, it's too much money, or I don't have enough money, or whatever. That could be legitimate. They may actually not have any money. But more often than not, they're looking for a reason to justify it. If they're emotionally liking the product and, at all wanting to buy the product, then logically they have to justify the expense. And that's how we're wired, left brain, right brain. We've got to, we've got to want it. You got to be an emotional part of it. But then you have to justify buying it. And so with money, the easiest thing to do is one of two things. Either show them the return on investment, and you can do that real easy with graphs and charts and things like that. So you say, yeah, it costs X, but if you look at the lifetime value, it's worth a gazillion X. And so per day, per year, whatever, it's really not much money at all. And get people, they can rationalize that, and sometimes they'll pull the trigger because of that. So basically just show them the return on investment, break it into small pieces, save dollars over time, that kind of stuff. So speaking of time, I don't have time. So what does that mean? It means they're in their mind, they're kind of overloaded. They've got things going on in their life, and that's okay. So one of the approaches may be, no problem, because it doesn't take much time. In fact, I'll write out all the paperwork myself. I really just need your signature. I've gotten sales that way, and it works. Other things are, look, it's quick, it's easy, it's really simple. It's not going to take much of your time. We'll go in and we'll get it set up for you. All good. So if we can make it easy and they want it, there's a chance that they'll buy it, right? You're saying there's a chance. Now, just looking. I use that all the time. I walk in a store. If I'm in a store, there's a pretty good chance I'm there to buy something, right? I don't just go shopping much, So if I'm there and I'm looking, I'm not just looking, but that's what I say. Hey, can I help you? No, just looking. Thanks. I'm walking around and seeing if I can find what I want. So when you're just looking, first off, let's say you're at a trade show. That'd be a more common business scenario. And they're just looking, but they're walking by and they may not be back, right? Or they may be looking at you and your competitors, right? Everybody has some competitors. So you need right then to differentiate yourself and your company. You say, oh, well, great. While you're looking, let me give you a flyer on this and note this, that we're the only company in the whole world that does X, whatever it is. Or we're the only one that has the experience we do, or something to differentiate yourself to make you more important than anybody else they might trip over, You want to give them a clear understanding of what your product is and what you offer. So if they go back and they're trying to decide what to do, then you should stand foremost in their mind. And then you can also say, I made a couple notes, I'm cheating here. So you can also say, are you considering a purchase in the near future? How about this? I know you're busy now. Why don't I give you a call? Let's set up a time. And when you got more time, we can talk through it a little bit. And I'll show you a little more about it. Would that work for you? A lot of times people will do that. Oh, it's a great idea. Here, let me give you my card. Give me a call, whatever. So that's another one. Then you get into too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Well, oftentimes people's egos get in the way. They may not actually have the buying authority. Yeah, I've run across this a lot in middle people in companies. I'm too busy. Well, they're too busy because they can't buy it anyway. And they don't want to tell you they can't buy it because they want to feel self-important. So you may need to keep on going up the ladder a little bit. Ideally, you get their buy-in, but go up the ladder a little bit and get somebody who does have the authority. Basically, so if you're too busy, when would be a good time? How about I get back to you and you go back and try to get an appointment? So basically, when you're overcoming objections, don't just take them at face value. If somebody says whatever it is, then that's probably a smoke screen. It's probably a front just to kind of put you back, to stall you a little bit. So remember, when you hear an objection, it doesn't mean no. It means not yet. It means they're saying there's a chance, right? And so anyway, think about that next time somebody gives you an objection, and in subsequent videos, we'll go into more detail about these. Kenneth G. Hasty, if you like these videos, please like, share, retweet, etc. If you want to send me a personal email, you can send it to kennethghasty@gmail.com. If you want to check me out, you can go to kennethghasty.com. Or if you're interested in the book, you can go to 77 seconds to salessuccess.com or Barnes & Noble or pretty much anywhere. And it's also available on ebook. So thank you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.